Welcome back, everyone. It's 12:55 and you're watching CT Style. So, a picture book for young children created to spark conversations and understanding about emotions.
Joining us is local children's book author and illustrator Lizzy Rockwell to tell us about her new book, How Do You Feel? Welcome to CT Style.
Thank you so much for having me. Thrilled to be here.
Yeah, tell us how this book came to be.
Kids always ask me, like, how long does it take to write a book? And it maybe took me an hour to write down my first draft of this, but I feel like this book has been in the works my whole life. And I came to the realization that I could do a book about emotional wellness that would supplement my books on nutrition and fitness as like a holistic wellness for children, if I actually said as little as possible, so that I created a format where children would do the inferring, the interpreting, and relate things to their own experiences, which I can't anticipate for every child. So each page just has sort of the rhetorical question, do you feel happy? Do you feel sad? And then an illustration that shows where that emotion came from. And so kids have a lot of fun. Kids in a pretty wide age range have a lot of fun reading the pictures and understanding what happened. And the characters move throughout the illustrations, so they come in and out, and time passes. So it's kind of like real life. You go through a lot of highs and lows in an average day.
They're able to kind of tell their own story, right? Because the words aren't there. And what has the response been so far?
I mean, it just came out in September, but I've been having such a good time sharing it with school kids. I was in Sleepy Hollow, New York for 2 days last week, and I was also at the Adam J. Lewis Academy in Bridgeport last Monday. And so younger kids and older kids, and they just have a ball reading these pictures. I mean, I usually have a lot more time for sort of, and this is my studio, and this is where I did my research. But with this book, we really spend just most of our time talking about the art. And for me, to get that feedback 2 years after the initial idea is just so gratifying.
What made you want to tackle emotions? Do you feel like kids don't always know how to share how they're feeling?
I think kids are really good at expressing their feelings. They're actually much better than we are, and they're more in touch with their emotional lives, and they're also very intuitive about other people's feelings. But they don't really have the language, and they don't have the self-regulating skills that adults have, or even older siblings might have. So I feel like a book that was as much a story as a conversation prompt would be a really good way to help us adults learn from the little ones how to be more in touch with our own emotions and more honest, and for us to help young children how to find the language, how to find evidence for what prompted an emotion, because when real life is happening, it's so fast. Most of what prompted our emotion was nonverbal events, right? It's rarely just what somebody said, it's how they said it and the look they gave you and kind of the energy they put out. So with a picture book, you have this amazing opportunity to just take a freeze frame of a dramatic situation and look back at it and, you know, decode it and notice the facial expressions and the body language and the cause and effect.
Yeah. Well, flipping through, I liked how you really made an effort to make every kid look different. There were boys, there were girls, there were different shapes and sizes. You know, it was really a story for everybody.
Right, and because I knew my story was going to be real children, not animals, it was going to be real contemporary people in a real setting, and they were going to be as diverse as the communities I've lived in, you know, for most of my life. And I didn't want any emotion that one child represented to be like an icon of that emotion, because it would be either a boy or a girl. It would be a certain ethnicity. And so I wanted to show these kids as fully rounded people, not representatives of sadness or shyness or anything.
And Lizzy, where can we find your book?
It's online, of course, and at Fairfield University Bookstore.
Very good.
And I hope every bookstore. I haven't really gone out there yet.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching.
Thanks.